Who are you? I didn't call any commercial landscaping crew to my property.
Hi there, I do free volunteer yard rescues. I saw your overgrown lakefront and wanted to help.
Free? The U-Haul is loaded, but the buyer won't close until this jungle is gone.
Don't stress about the buyer. I'll clear all this lakeside grass for $0 today.
I need this house money for my cancer treatment next week. You're a lifesaver.
Keep every penny for your health, sir. Relax and watch an honest neighbor work.
I was driving through a remarkably quiet waterfront neighborhood, under a blistering afternoon sun that made the asphalt shimmer with heat waves when I spotted a single-story residential property that completely forced me to slam on my brakes and pull my truck over to the curb because the entire lot was losing a massive and terrifying battle against the relentless forces of nature. The home itself possessed a simple charm with its light blue-gray walls and creeping green vines, but the surrounding landscape had degenerated into a dense wild jungle of knee-high weeds and overgrown marsh grass that had completely swallowed the backyard, spreading heavily across the lakeside slope, and choked out the entire path leading down to the water well. A large white moving truck and an old silver car stood parked right on the overgrown grass out front to make it explicitly clear that a major relocation was actively underway. I stood by my truck trailer for a brief moment, adjusting my sunglasses and breathing in the thick, humid air before unloading my string trimmer and heavy equipment, determined to find out who was behind those open doors and if they needed an honest helping hand during what looked like a chaotic moving day. As I walked up the narrow concrete path past the thick patches of green wilderness and a massive silver air conditioning unit, the main side door stood wide open and an elderly man sat completely motionless right outside the doorway in a heavy black and blue motorized electric wheelchair because his body was too frail to stand. This was 76-year-old Mr. Henry, who sat before me wearing a black baseball cap, dark sunglasses, a bright blue short-sleeved t-shirt, and blue jeans, his weathered face deeply etched with skepticism, fear, and pure emotional exhaustion. Before I could even open my mouth to introduce myself or pitch my volunteer services, he raised his hand slightly in an open questioning gesture, glared directly toward me, and snapped with a voice that trembled with age and fatigue, saying, "Who are you?" I didn't call any commercial landscaping crew to my property. I immediately lowered the head of my string trimmer to the ground as a sign of respect, kept my posture completely non-threatening, and replied in the calmest, gentlest voice I could muster, "Hi there. I do free volunteer yard rescues. I saw your overgrown lakefront and wanted to help." Henry sat perfectly still in his electric wheelchair, staring deeply into my eyes as if he was trying to read my true intentions and search for any hidden financial trap before his strict defensive walls suddenly began to crack open to reveal a profound vulnerability. His hands dropping slightly as he let out a heavy sigh and said, "Free? The U-Haul truck is loaded, but the buyer won't close until this jungle is gone." Seeing this beautiful elderly soul sitting